don't know if you can see it, but one of the Marine 2 helicopters is doing touch and goes over by the Vice President's house, which is way over in the distance. The helicopter is just above the trees. I don't think we can get up to the VP's house fast enough to see that. C'est la vie. Can't see anything. I missed. So it looks like I missed the helicopter. Unless it's just sitting on the runway or sitting on the landing pad back there, which it could be. Otherwise, there's not a lot going on at the Vice President's house. It's pretty empty. There's no construction that you can see going on, like we saw the last couple weeks or so. The only construction going on now is out here on the road. The road's absolutely a nightmare. I'm not sure if they're resurfacing, which would be nice, or if they're just potholes. So that warm weather the other day had a pretty fast effect on these flowers up here. And they just sort of popped up in like the last 48 hours, yeah, even the last 24 hours. Suddenly these flowers just boing. So hopefully end of next week this whole hill should be covered with flowers as we get back into spring. Not soon enough, that's for sure. So a lot of you have been asking me about the cherry blossoms, and they're just starting to come out. Still a bit more, another week or two, a couple weeks probably. Oh, helicopter. That means the president's coming. Let's go see what we can see.
Sit there for more like an hour.
Here we go. They block the road prior to departure. So if the traffic stops, I hear whistles. The bikes are coming out. And I see the agent going in to the helicopter from the front.
Yep.
And if you look really hard, you'll see the doors close underneath. But that needs a much bigger lens. And my eyesight's so bad now. Hey guys, I'm on a scooter. I'm not really walking this fast or this smooth. Anyway, we just saw Marine One take off. President is on his way to Pennsylvania to try to sell his COVID relief package that's already passed. So I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, I'm going to take you up to the mall today. We're going to go for a little bit of a walk on the mall. I wanted to show you some interesting art I discovered recently. Well, I knew about the art, but I didn't know the whole story behind it. And we're going to go take a look at the Capitol fence, which is disappearing by the day. More and more sections are being removed every single day. So let's go get an update up there, and let's ride this scooter. That's the African American History Museum, or National Museum of African American History and Culture, to be exact. This is the American History Museum. This is actually a cool museum. But like everything in D.C. right now, it's closed due to COVID. Tree. The larch. The larch. The American History Museum is part of the Smithsonian Institution, as are most of the museums, most of the malls on the museum. Sorry, most of the museums on the mall. God, I'm backwards today. It's because I was worried about having to go downstairs with the scooter. Oh. Here we have the Natural History Museum. Bugs and dinosaurs and bears and diamonds and jewels. Another really fun museum that is closed. It is really cold today. It's colder than yesterday when I complained about it being cold. It's like a wet, damp cold. Like it's gonna rain, but it hasn't rained yet. kind of like gets under your skin kind of cold. Ugh. A lot of these museums double for the U.S. Capitol in different movies. So like you'll see in a movie somebody goes up to the Congress, and it's actually he's walking up the steps of one of these museums because they can't film at the Capitol building, so they film down here. Next best looking thing. Up ahead is one of the few things that's actually open. This is the art gallery, the sculpture garden of the art galleries, National Gallery of Art Sculpture Garden. And there's a few funky bits of art on display inside here. And this is open. There's no restrictions here due to COVID because it's outdoors. There's another one over there called the Hirshhorn Sculpture Garden, which is over by the Hirshhorn Museum, which is a Smithsonian one. Interestingly, and I don't really know the whole story, but the National Gallery of Art, which you see right in front of you on the left, and the Smithsonian are technically two different legal entities. And I don't know if they play well with each other, but they aren't all Smithsonians. Now, the Smithsonian has an art section. There's several art museums down here that are part of the Smithsonian. But over here, these are the National Gallery. And they're slightly different. I wonder if scooters go on gravel. Yep, they do. Not very well, but they do. Let's make our way for the drainage pipe over here. It's a little bit smoother. Yeah, oh yeah. There's the Air and Space Museum under massive renovation while there's no tourists. And as mentioned, oh, we're in the grass. Oh, wipe out. And then we're back. Yay! That's the National Art Gallery over there. That's the classical, that's the Monets, the Renoirs, all the stuff you studied in college just for the purposes of meeting women, basically. But down over there is the modern art. And that's the stuff that, looks like you painted it when you got over a hangover. That building was designed by I.M. Pei. Oh, where's the statue I want to show you? That's the whole reason I came down here, is there's a specific statue I want to show you. I think it's over here on my left. So we'll go slide over that way. There's the U.S. Capitol. We're going to be up there in just a moment. I'll show you the sections that have opened up in the last 72 hours. And there's supposed to be a lot more going to be opening up at the end of the week. So this is the Canadian Embassy. You guys are always asking me, where's the Canadian Embassy? Because the Canadian Embassy isn't in Embassy Row. It's actually down here by the U.S. Capitol, given the close relationship between Canada and the United States. So this is the Canadian Embassy building. And they have a fountain that comes down on the outside here. It's like in the hot summertime, you come over here and just sort of lean into the fountain sometimes. All right, we're going to run this light because we're cool. And we are at our artwork. Ta-ta. I've shown you this before, but I have a little bit more details on this today. So this is the Federal Trade Commission, and this is a statue of man holding back the unwieldy power of capitalism and trade, represented by the horse, man being represented by the Incredible Hulk. But let me swing you over to the other side where there's another one, because following the government dictum, why buy one statue when you can buy two for twice the price? They did, they bought two. And the other statue is over here. Again, basically the Incredible Hulk holding back the unbridled capitalist fury and power. Now the interesting thing was Michael Lance had to contract out all the sculptors, move everything down here, and he basically didn't make any money selling these sculptures to the US government. It didn't really matter because Michael Lance had a brother, and his brother was named Walter. And Walter was very, very successful as an artist, kind of as a drawer or a creator, because Walter Lance created Woody Woodpecker. So the brother of the creator of Woody Woodpecker designed this sculpture here at the Federal Trade Commission. So every time you watch Woody Woodpecker, you can think about this sculpture. So if you watched my broadcast the other day, we talked about steam tunnels. They keep these homeless people warm because it's pretty cold. Now, several of you have been donating to me on the Super Chat with the express purpose of helping these guys out. So let me see what I can do. How you doing, buddy? Yep. Stay warm. So thank you very much to Valens Francisco and Canon in Singapore. And we had one more donation yesterday that I'm going to give out tomorrow. And we'll find, hopefully tomorrow's weather will be a little nicer and we can help a few more people. I don't normally give money directly to them. I try to buy them lunch, but it's no real options to buy food here today. So, well, we'll just try to help him. I'm sure he knows where he can get something. The other night, I showed you that they were removing the fences over here on this section, Independence Avenue and Louisiana Avenue. This scooter is starting to die. This kind of blows. So we can now drive down this part of the road all the way to Union Station, which is a major change. This is a funny car. I'm gonna get hit. So this scooter is like chugging. Not sure why. I'm getting geo-fenced or something. Now there is a secondary fence that is up at the U.S. Capitol building itself. Now this outer fence, they say this is going to come down this week. This week or early next week they're going to remove this outer fence, which will be quite nice, especially since they just put it up like last week. You know, government. So the Capitol Police admitted in a memo to the Congress that there is currently no credible threat to the U.S. Capitol complex from any organization or individuals that they know of. There are non-credible threats, but there's nothing really actionable that would warrant the continued presence of this fence. So